So I think our question as Christians should be, what would Jesus do? But what did Jesus do? Last night I had taken some trash back to the dumpster and I heard this terrible yelling out here, and I came out and I kind of assumed what I was going to see. A man and his tiny little son were walking two big dogs, and the son had a leash of one dog, and the dog broke loose and came over here and went into my front yard. And we had the four ducks, and he grabbed Lois right here and crushed her to the ground. I came out and picked Lois up. She was severely injured, and she died in my arms about 10 minutes later. The man started saying, can I buy you something? Can I help you on your porch? I'm renovating the porch. I said, no, thank you. Can I buy you some plants? I said, no, thank you. And, I know there's rights that we have. People say he should make restitution, and legally, yes. But through the night, I kept thinking about this. I was up quite a bit, and the Lord was showing me Jesus used a parable one time of a king who called all his debtors. And one man came in who owed millions of dollars, and he couldn't pay it. And so the king said, cast him and his family into prison, sell his family, cast him into prison until he pays it. And the man said, have patience with me and I'll pay you all. And Jesus said the king frankly forgave the man. But the man went out and found a debtor of his that owed him about $12 and took him by the throat and said, pay me what you owe. And he said the same thing, have mercy on me and I'll pay you. But he wouldn't, but threw him into prison. And the king was upset. He said, I forgave you all that debt because you desired it. And shouldn't you also forgive your fellow servant? Well, the more I thought about that last night, the more I thought, we talk about justice and restitution. What's the just thing to do? The just thing was for Jesus to throw us into hell. We've all sinned and come short of his glory. We have offended God greatly. We were enemies in our minds by wicked works. We had rebelled against God to the nth degree. And what did he do? Justly, we should have been punished. But Jesus, God in the flesh, stepped in and took that punishment. He bore all the wrath for our sin upon the cross of Calvary and completely took away our sins. There's no wrath left for us. He that hears my words and believes on him that sent me has everlasting life, Jesus said, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. So how did we pass from death unto life? Our sins were taken away to reconcile us. Then Jesus rose from the grave to give us his life. He was made sin for us who knew no sin, that we would be made the righteousness of God in him. By that one offering, he perfected us forever and adopted us as children of God, made us heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ. You say that's far from being just, but the just part is the penalty was paid. It was paid by the one that it was owed to. We owed God, and God paid our debt and gave us his righteousness, made us his children, made us his heir. Shouldn't we do the same for others? Should we demand justice? Should we demand restitution? Or should we say, I've been forgiven all this debt. I need to forgive others also, and far beyond forgiven. Jesus did more than forgive us. He forgave us, then adopted us. We need to actually do for others, to go and love our enemies, to pray for those who despitefully use us and persecute us, that we may be children of the highest, for he makes the sun shine on the just and the unjust and sends rain on the good and the evil. We have the example, we have the Spirit of God within us, the power, and the Spirit of Jesus is all Jesus, not what we do. It's what he did, and he continues to do it.